All right, so right now it is 1:50. It is December 30th, 2021. And with that date and time in mind, that's a very good indicator. Well, not indicator, but you know what I mean. It's a very good telling sign that the year is going to end. And for me personally, this is one of the most influential years of my life so far. And in terms of character development, how I am, and my self-esteem, how I feel about myself, and in my personal life. Like, I graduated high school this year, and I made the most money I've ever made so far this year, and I also got to travel a lot. Despite everything that went on, I can honestly say that this was one of the best years of my life, and I wanted to have a video recording of my sentiments before the year is over, because I'm a very big believer in making the time that you have count, and along with that, one thing that will help you keep that going and help you making it count and stuff is just remembering where you were at different certain points at time. So the biggest thing, I learned a lot of things, but the biggest thing for me that I learned in 2021 is how to view myself in a better light. I always had a little bit of a low self-esteem with, in social groups and stuff. I used to think I was, weird or energetic and nobody wanted to talk to me. And I also used to have a lower self-esteem about myself. It's, even from childhood, that was, I always had it. But, this year for the first time, just pretty much ever, except for when I was like a small toddler or whatever, how I view myself has never been this good. Like, I'm honestly happy to be me. And my issues don't come and stem from who I am. It's how can I make myself better? And there's a beauty in that, because there's nothing worse than having an issue that's very important to you that's not in your control. And now I finally feel like, the ball is in my court in a way, and that I have control. Like, I'm in control of my life, what I want to do, what makes me happy. And I didn't achieve everything that I wanted to this year, but I think all things considered, I think I did a pretty good job of making my life count, and doing things that make me feel adequate. So yeah, if I'm able to go ahead and that's the most important thing that I learned this year. But if I'm able to go ahead and make a statement from the biggest things that I learned at this moment in time, obviously is, your self-esteem. How you view yourself is really going to dictate how successful you are in the future. If you have a low self-esteem, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's going to be very, very, very hard to achieve anything you want to do, because a lot of the things that you want to do, especially if it's a goal or a dream, usually it takes effort, it takes time and dedication, and it's really hard for you to have that extra push to achieve your goals and achieve your dream if you have a negative view of who you are. It's like, if you believe a car is crappy, you're not going to take care of it. And the thing is, you have to view yourself as not being a crappy car or a crappy human being, and just believe that you can make a change in your life. And another thing that I learned is, obviously, time is very important. And, you only get that moment that you're in right now once. Like, despite what you believe and stuff, so despite what I believe, in terms of afterlife and all this, that, and the third, for example, I'm 19 right now. And no matter what happens, I'll never be 19 again. You know what I mean? Like, once I, turn 20, 21, 22, once I go through this year at this age, it'll never be there again. So I like to think about that, because it makes the way you manage your time a lot more sentimental and a lot more important. And you don't just waste it necessarily on silly things. And so that's that. That was my second thing. I think I was on thing number 2. And my third thing is the saying knowledge is power has never been more real to me until this year. There's so much power in knowing how to do things. And you don't have to know everything, but if you have enough knowledge, it'll help carry you through even into things that you don't know. For example, recently at the middle to end of November and beginning of December, I had my differential went in my pickup truck. And I was very nervous about it. I knew it was an issue for a few months. I actually kind of knew it pretty much shortly after I purchased it. I knew that the differential had to be addressed. And I was scared because I never rebuilt a differential or did anything of that sort. But I have worked on cars before. I did have the tools and stuff. And I also knew how to study and do research on how to properly do the job the best you can. And that's going to be another video because it kind of broke down on me at the worst time for me financially. So I did have to cut corners, and I did want to make another video on that to discuss how that went, so that way I can do better the next time, because I will have to be back in there rebuilding it. But the thing is just that if I didn't have that extensive knowledge, and I also didn't have a better self-esteem of who I am and how I am as a person, I don't think I would have been able to really get it done, And I was nervous, I was really nervous, but it would have been so much harder. So, I don't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to list a couple of my sentiments. I'm very happy that I made it another year. And I can honestly say, I'm really going to miss this year. I'm really going to miss all the memories, the people I've met, the places I've visited. Obviously, I did have that silver Honda Civic, which I know is kind of silly because it's materialistic, but, it's weird. Like, even though that car is gone, I kind of considered it as a friend, and there's so many memories in that car, you know what I mean, that are life-changing and that have taught me so much. But, we live and we learn, and, the materialistic things don't make you, you make you. And that's another thing that kind of stems into point number 1 I made. But, I'm just happy that I learned it now and not later. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to me rant, and peace.